Hello, all of my sacred sisters. I have wanted to start doing weekly lives where we tune into the energies. We do some channeled messages and I do a healing and activation. So those are going to start being on Mondays on the regular. I think around like 11:30 is what I'm thinking. But it's still tentative. I have definitely felt the energies like coming and needing to be shared. So I'm here today to do this. Just bear with me. I'm trying to get this tag to work and it's being funny. Is it still Mercury retrograde? Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so when it comes to the energies that have been coming up for everyone, I was tuning in through meditation last night and getting a lot of very valuable information from the divine, and I wanted to share that information with everyone here in this group that is able to access this video, because we know the algorithm, it like used to be, right? It was like lives for everything, but now it's like, who knows? So what is happening right now with collective energy? We're in a phase of transition and transformation is what came through. So we're probably seeing a lot of us having things coming up in our reality, in our relationships, in our really all aspects of our lives where things are shifting and transitioning. And so what I was receiving is this is all meant for the upgrade. Okay, so there's this massive up level and upgrade. So if you're someone who is finding that things are kind of switching out, things are upgrading, up leveling, in the way of you're noticing that old things are starting to fade out. Maybe it's old relationships. Maybe you're finding yourself in a career change. Maybe you got to the point where you're like, I just cannot deal with this job anymore, this friend anymore, this whatever anymore. It's because you got activated in the month of April. So there was this massive activation and awakening that came through the collective in the month of April. And it's really set us on this trajectory where we're going to start finding that old things that are no longer serving us are going to start to fall away. And so the loving reminder here from the divine is this message that I want to share with you is that if you're noticing this happening, this is actually something to celebrate. This is something to get really excited about, because it means that you're in a situation where the old is moving out. It's like, okay, look, this served you for this level. This served you for this time, but it no longer is for you anymore because you're moving to the next level, right? And so if we're seeing things are fading out, we're seeing things are in this transition, there's purpose in that. It's not that things are collapsing and falling down around you. It's because what season you were in is now coming to an end. And so you're going to see certain chapters closing around you. And that's a very beautiful thing because it means that we're moving on to the next chapter. Now, the important thing with this transition, though, is making sure that we are willing to move to the next chapter. So this is where a lot of us are going to get invitations for whether or not we want to repeat old cycles. Are we going to go back and try to reread that same chapter again because we're afraid of taking those prominent steps forward into our mission, into our power, into our authority? Or are we going to maybe a little bit timidly go ahead and accept the invitation to move forward, to step into this new energy, to step into this new power? Okay, so this is where we really need to be mindful right now, because it's kind of like we're past the point of, is this for me? Like, is it for me? Is it not for me? What's going on with this? We're already past that. That's already happened. Okay, there's no going back on that. those things are falling away. They just are. There's no matter how hard you try to hold on to them, they are no longer for you. They are no longer a vibrational match to you and who you are stepping into, because your DNA upgraded, you up leveled. And so by trying to hold on to these things that helped you before, right? We're going to find ourselves in this like tug of war, feeling stuck. It's going to feel like a lot of anxiety in our body, and we're going to have a lot of tension going on in our reality, where we feel like we're stuck between these two versions of ourselves, right? The version that, you know, I've got to look out for everyone else. I've got to take care of everybody else. I have to protect everyone else from themselves. And then moving into, I understand that by stepping into my authority and my power, I'm actually going to be able to help so many more people to heal and to have better lives and to have better experiences, etc. So we're moving out of this like almost like confined space of overt responsibility for other people's experiences and stepping more into this new reality. What I'm hearing is new abridged. I don't even know if that makes sense. A new abridged space that is going to make room for us to really step into a space that creates expansion for so many more. I've seen this a lot even with my clients lately, where they have felt this like struggle with responsibility, like difficulty setting boundaries, difficulty feeling like they have to heal someone or take care of someone or be someone for someone else, and that has severely impacted them. I've been guilty of doing this too, where I sacrifice what I know is best for me to try to bend over backwards to help others, and it doesn't work out well. It just never does, right? And we all see this because we have big hearts, because we want to serve, because we want to make a difference. We become kind of fixated in this like smaller reality of, oh, this person or this handful of people I'm very responsible for, and I need to take care of them. I need to protect them. I need to like help them heal, when in reality, that's actually disempowering those people. It's a taking of power, saying, I don't believe that you can do this on your own. When in reality, everyone has the tools. Everyone has the tools within them to heal. It's that we have to be presented with the opportunity. And sometimes if we're trying so much to help someone else, this opportunity gets pushed to the side and they're not able to step into it. Okay, so stepping into our power and into our authority is going to actually allow us to start helping the entire collective to heal more effectively than keeping a focus on this like smaller group. Now, what's coming through as well as I'm saying this is that a lot of us have been in this space too because it feels safe. And so we're kind of like subconsciously becoming fixated on these individuals or these groups or whoever it is. And it makes us feel safe because it's familiar. It's like, okay, well, this feels safe, instead of actually taking that energy and expanding it into the collective and into our mission, because that step is scary. And so it's like we've been trying to have our cake and eat it too, really, where it's like, I want to step into my power. I want to step into my authority. I want to make this difference, but I'm also going to continue to stay focused on this one or small area that is going to actually take the energy that I need to be putting over here, and it's going to be putting it into something and into a place that's actually not helping with the expansion. Okay, so this is a really, really interesting time for a lot of us that we're going to start seeing this. It's going to become very, very clear, like to the point where we cannot ignore it. Like there are going to be so many experiences that come up where it is impossible to ignore this, where it's going to knock us over the head so hard that we just can't ignore it anymore. We're going to recognize that we cannot be a charity anymore for people that aren't ready to support or help themselves. We're going to realize that we can't emotionally babysit other people and feel responsible for their experience, because our energy is so important and sacred for the growth and expansion of the entire collective. And by allowing ourselves to stay in this smaller space, right, we've actually been hiding. Ooh, that's a realization I had to come to. And that's hard, right? It's hard. It's a mistake that I've made, and I'll caution everyone else, especially in business, where we really want to help people, right? This has been over the 4 years that I've had my business. I have noticed that it's been the individuals that I've bent over the backwards the most for that have given me the most problems, right? So it's like we go above and beyond to try to help people, but then it ends up biting us because they aren't in a place where they're ready. And so we bend down to meet them there, and then we end up just being drugged down into that space. And it never plays out well. They're the ones that are going to do chargebacks, right? They're the ones who are going to, even if you did everything that you could for them and went above and beyond for them, they're still going to be the ones who defame you, right? And go and say nasty, terrible things about you, even though you like sacrifice time and money and whatever for them, right? So this is something that we're having to learn, and it's a hard lesson. It's not an easy lesson. It's a lesson to show us, hey, no more surrendering of your power in a thought and belief that you owe someone else something, because everyone is responsible for their own experience. And so when we step into that reality and step up into that power, we're going to be able to position ourselves in a way that we're attracting our soul tribe. We're going to attract those that are like, hell yeah, like, let's do this. Let's save the collective, right? Versus attracting people that we can play out these wounded cycles with. All right, so that's the message. It was like, done. So with that, if you have noticed that this has been energy that's been coming up for you in your life and your experience, I want to just send you so much love right now and invite you to celebrate that. If you've been seeing relationships coming out, different chaos, like toning down or coming up because of different relationships and dynamics in your reality, this is all a good thing, because it's just time for it to move out. And the invitation here is going to be to step into the next chapter instead of trying to hold on very tightly to these things that are just no longer for you and are going to make you repeat the toxic cycle, right? It's time to level up. It's time to rise. Okay, so Nikki, thank you so much for your engagement. It was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but the urge got so intense I closed myself out. Yeah, it gets a lot, like when we feel very, very responsible for other people and their experience. And it's because we care, right? We want to help, but unfortunately, like, we can't help people that aren't ready to accept accountability for their experience and to step in their own authority. Like there's nothing we can do. And when we try, then we're just the bad guy, right? So this is just how that plays out. And that it's okay. It's okay, because we're just starting to see this because the up level is coming. So I'm gonna do an activation now. I'm gonna do some healing work with some light language. So for anyone who wants to stay for that, or as people hop on, that's fine too. But we're gonna bring some stuff through to try to help release the attachments and any kind of attachments that have been placed on us from those individuals that have been trying to take the energy, probably unconsciously. But we're going to do this to kind of like clear our energy field, disconnect from this, and be able to allow ourselves more compassion and grace to move forward. Okay, so for those that are joining me here, you're welcome to close your eyes. It's kind of weird to me when I close my eyes and do the light language, knowing that people are staring at me, but it's okay if you want to watch. But if you can close your eyes, and we're just going to kind of go into this. So just take a few deep breaths here. We're going to give our body permission to just kind of sink into itself, surrender into itself. If you're driving or doing something where you can't close your eyes, just try to tune into your body, surrender into it, connect into the body, listen to it. And just breathe. If you're like me, you might feel that your shoulders like to rise. Try to intentionally push them down. Let that neck exist, right? And as I bring through the light language, I'm going to invite you just to allow yourself to embrace and receive, and setting the intention that we release all attachments, especially any hooks or attachments that have been placed into our energetic field. Anything and everything that is trying to hold us back into a more limited version of ourselves. Maybe we've stood in agreement with this on a level because we've been afraid to move forward. Just hold this intention. Yane Yonda City Nona Sei Breathe it in. You get tingles, very, very common, goosebumps. Feel warmth spreading through your body. If you can repeat after me, I allow myself to move forward freely, and I extend grace and compassion for all others in their journey and experience, and surrender any and all responsibility I have felt towards others' experiences. I take back any and all energy that has been taken from me, and I return back all energy that was placed upon me by others who felt they needed to attach into my energy to be healed, saved, or to move forward. I express only love and compassion for those who I co-create with in my physical experience. And I am ready now to step into my next level, free of any guilt. Okay. Ooh, tingles. Does anybody want to share what their experience was, if anything came up for them during that activation. I will say that my heart and like my chest space feels very open. That's what kind of came through for me. It was like expanding and growing, making space for receiving, because it's time for us to start receiving, and allowing ourselves to be in a space to receive. If anyone wants to share, I would love to hear. Otherwise, we are all done for today, and I appreciate all of those who were able to find me and to hop on and join me. And I will plan to see everyone again tomorrow for our weekly tarot reading, and then again on Monday for something similar to what we did today. I envisioned breaking of change. I felt so relaxed. I felt the tingles. I love that for you, Nikki. I'm really glad that you could tune into that energy. Wonderful. Okay, I appreciate every single one of you. If you catch the replay, please just comment #replay. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what came up for you as well. And as always, I'm here for you. If you need to reach out, I'm just a message away. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.